Girls, what was the most obvious hint you dropped and the guy just didn't get it? My buddy in college was stressing over when to make the move to kiss a girl he liked. While we encouraged him to not wait for the perfect moment and just go for it, he admitted he should have tried to kiss her when they were in the shower. In the shower? Maybe she's just being nice by putting soap on my dick for me. How kind of her. Oh man, she's such a good person. She's showering at the same time as me to use less hot water. She must love the planet. What a great gal, looking out for the environment. Check her out. It's snowing. Just stay here. You can sleep in my bed. To be honest, I would just think to myself, she's really nice offering me that. I better not screw this up by trying to sleep with her, and then proceed to say, it doesn't seem so bad, but thank you. Yeah, I wouldn't want to come across as a creep. Also because there is that nagging feeling in the back of your head that says, if she isn't interested in sex, she'll think that's all I want and I'm only interested in her body and not her, and what if she accuses me of being a scumbag or worse? Better not risk it. Yeah, I feel like this may be the reason a lot of guys don't make any move, even though they actually do pick up on the hints. I was once modeling clothes I planned to take on vacation for my boyfriend. After showing off a couple of outfits, I told him to close his eyes and changed into lingerie. He opened his eyes and I asked him what he thought. His jaw dropped and he said, "You can't wear that outside." I put my clothes back on. Come on, that had to be a joke answer. You just failed to pick up on it. I went out of my way to come in early and talk to this guy every day for like a month before someone else told him I was into him. I also repeatedly told him I liked him. He thought I was just being nice. When a girl admits to liking you, a guy faces a dilemma. 1, you could be joking and pulling his leg. 2, you just sympathize for him. Or you like him as a friend and that's it. When I was in high school, the thing mean girls would do is go to a nerdy or outcast and say some girl liked them. This was supposed to be a joke on the girl. Sucked to be me, the nerdy outcast. To this day, not sure if this one girl liked me or some girls were just being bitches. I had a girl invite me around her house once to show me her posters. They were all of Harley-Davidson motorbikes, and she said she's never ridden a Harley before. Awkward silence, and after a few other sorts of bits of small talk, I decided to be on my way. 2 years later, I'm sitting on the bus and realized what she meant. Harley. Ridden a Harley. My name is Harley. Damn, I feel so bad for her. That's a perfect line too. Makes you think whether she bought those pictures just to set up that line. Fedora's off to her if she actually did. Good on her, man. A guy I'm currently seeing invited me camping earlier this month. We were cuddling and I noted how nice the showers are in the bathroom at the provincial park. I said they're really warm and lots of space for 2 people, trying to hint for him to join me for sexy time. This man, without missing a beat, says, actually you could fit like 10 people in those showers. We laughed about it really hard the next weekend, and he said, I knew what you were getting at, but my brain just wanted to answer it logically. I like that guy. I'm just here for the shower gangbang. Literally said, I want to be yours, and the dude just keeps smiling and goes on about random space facts. That one hurt a bit. What was the coolest space fact? I can't recall, sorry. I just kind of reevaluated my whole flirting technique after that. What can I say? Getting rejected like that'll do it to you. Guy here. A girl took my hat off, started running her fingers through my hair, and asked what I did to get it so smooth. I proceeded to tell her about the new shampoo I had switched to a month before until she cut me off. Well, don't leave us hanging, man. What's the shampoo? No head and shoulders. When I was like 15, 16, this girl from school I had a huge crush on kept inviting me to her house when she was alone, wearing the smallest tops and asking for back massages. I never got the hint. Years later, when I started going out with my now fiance, that girl's sister tells my girlfriend, hey, my sister had such a crush on him back in school. Don't really want to say this, but you probably weren't the brightest tool in the shed, now were you, OP? A girl came to my house once and spent the night. Around the time for bed, she told me she doesn't sleep with a top on or panties. I told her that's okay, I'll sleep on the couch so she can be comfy. She called me from downstairs later that night and told me she couldn't sleep and she was cold. I figured, well, obviously you're naked, so I gave her another blanket and went back downstairs. Damn, I hope she wasn't hot. Very attractive. I was just trying to be a good person. Well, you did succeed in that, so congratulations? Not a girl, but I was staying a night at a hotel, and the hotel bar had just closed. I went out front for a smoke and started chatting with 2 women. We shoot the shit for a few minutes, and then all head back into the hotel and to the elevator. We get in, they press 15, I press 9, and one of them turns to me and says, I don't suppose there's a secret bar on the 9th floor we can go to? My dumb response, no, but you can grab a cab and be at a bar in 10 minutes. Then the doors open and I leave. This is amazing. How long did it take you to realize? Brushing teeth 15 years later. Wait a minute. I'm not as brutally upfront as some of these people, but mine happened yesterday. How do I know a girl is flirting with me? He asks. She touches you a lot while you two are talking. I cannot relate at all, that never happens to me. I'm sure it does, I tell him and hit his arm. Can't think of any time that's ever happened. See, this is a rough one, because I had this one girl I'd talk to all the time, and she'd sit next to me in class. I had a huge crush on her, and she'd be overly touchy all the time. She'd occasionally even rest her head on my shoulder / sleep on it during class when she was tired. Just stare into my eyes for prolonged periods of time and hug me. When I told her I had a crush on her, she shut me down completely and told me she only saw me as a friend. Ooh, yikes. Sorry for your loss, man, but hey, now you don't have to worry anymore and can actually move on and find someone else. She actually did you kind of a favor by telling you straight up and not wasting any more of your time. I asked a guy on a festival to come take a shower with me. He didn't get it. He just repeated there was only one free shower, and I was like, well, they're big, I'm sure it's fine, and he just looked confused and told me I could go first. We became close friends since that happened about 2 years ago, and this summer I spoke to him about it, and he really had no idea. He did the biggest facepalm I've ever seen. We were playing Don't Drink and Drive on Mario Kart, just the two of us. I was trashing him, so I gave him a chance by lying sideways across his lap for the entire race. He didn't take the hint. We started dating 2 weeks after that. He was concentrating hard on not getting an erection. He forgot about you for a while. Yeah, that's what happened. This was some years ago. I was 22, had been talking to this guy for a while, and was ready to lose my virginity. I was a college student living at home, but my mom and stepdad were on vacation celebrating their anniversary, and I figured this would be the perfect time to make my move. He and I already had a date scheduled, so before we went, I cleaned my room and the entire house from top to bottom, created a chill playlist on my computer to listen to, shaved / waxed every necessary inch of my body from the forehead down, put on sexy underwear, and waited for him to pick me up. We went out to the movies, and when he dropped me off at home, I invited him in, with the added context and in a leading, flirty tone of voice that we would be all alone and had all the time in the world to do whatever he wanted. He said, that's alright, I'm sure you want to enjoy this time you get without your parents to be alone. He was sure, and he was wrong. I just stared at him for like 10 solid seconds in silence before I nodded and said, yeah, that's true, and I got out of the car. The walk from my driveway to the front door was the real walk of shame, and I hadn't gotten any good sex out of it. After that, I sat in my very clean house in my sexy underwear, eating pizza and wondering how that could have gone differently. It was my first time trying to seduce a guy into sex, and it failed miserably. I laughed about it though, and I still laugh about it now. I just figured it wasn't in the cards for me yet. Ended up losing my virginity a few more years later to the guy I'm currently engaged to, so it worked out wonderfully. He's pretty good at picking up what I'm throwing down, lol. Shave / wax every necessary inch of my body from the forehead down. Maybe it was the lack of eyebrows. You need some eyebrows, girl. On our first date, my current boyfriend and I went out to dinner to a bar, and eventually back to his house to watch scary movies. After hanging out for almost 8 hours at that point, practically cuddling into him the entire time we were watching movies, dropping as many hints as I could, around 3 a.m. when we were both fighting to stay awake, I finally had to look his dumb in the eye and ask, so are you going to kiss me or not? Though he was totally oblivious, it did show his good heart. He was about to let me fall asleep on his couch and spend the night without even trying to kiss me. I knew he was a keeper after that. His evil plan worked flawlessly. Guy here, and been told this by colleagues. Had a date with a girl I kissed at a festival. I got her number after that first kiss and asked if she'd be down to meet in less drunk circumstances. She was, we met, we talked, and I walked her home. She asked me if she could hug me and if I wanted to sleep over. I told her I had a 40-minute drive back home. Now, I saw this as an act of politeness. My female coworkers claimed it was definitely more. I still don't know, though, how to say this. You made the wrong call, bud. Wrong call would be putting it lightly, but yeah, you done f***ed up, mate. Alright, that's it for today, guys. Did you enjoy the post? Let me know in the comments below. Until next time, this is Max, signing off.
Baba BOOEY. 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 Baba Booey.